Hurts Me Too, Eric Clapton.
Oh, yeah. Well, now we're talking English blues player, funnily
Yes.
enough. And the thing is, the reason I had to have Eric Clapton on there is because he's obviously in guitar terms extremely inspiring to me. He's done so much with the guitar, from John Mayall, playing
Yeah.
through that Les Paul and Marshalls, and through to everything he's done really. A lot of criticism is been placed on Eric for stealing, in a way, the black man's music, and sort of making it popular, a bit like Elvis almost. But also, additionally, obviously, that how can a guy from England play the blues and feel it like the guys? And the particular song is actually a cover, and the original guy is Tampa Red,
Yeah.
who recorded this in the 1930s.
Yeah.
But I thought, the whole thing about music and inspirations, now we talk about it, it's this song and this sort of music from Chicago and everything else obviously inspired Eric Clapton to pick up the guitar and play the blues. And that was in the late 60s when he started. That was the big thing for a lot of bands coming out of England, like Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, Nazareth,
Yeah.
Free. All of those things came from that, and they all look up to Eric Clapton, kind of thing, So, and I think this particular song, he does the song justice when it comes to that awesome guitar sound he has.
That's an interesting point you raise about the white boys playing the blues back in the 60s, because that is a particular thing. I've done a few radio shows actually around that theme of the British blues explosion. Clapton, he was one of the first to really export that blues back to the people who originated it, and then it came back again. And whether you love him or hate him, he is the point where the 60s blues revolution starts.
Many people don't understand this. In that time, in the 60s, the blues in America was like a forgotten art form almost.
Yeah,
like there was nobody playing it, nobody cared about it.
it was
Nobody
actually
thought anything about it.
considered old people's music. The young
Exactly.
people weren't interested. Oh, it's just old music. We're not interested in that. Until the young white guys had it exported back to them, and they took it and thought, wow, this is quite good. We can do things with this.
Yeah, yeah. As you say, like so, and I can see both points from those
Yeah.
originals. Obviously, like Son House also was rediscovered in the 60s.
That's right. Yep.
And he obviously wrote some amazing stuff. A lot of people were grateful for, like the Stones and Eric Clapton, all those guys, because they thought, well, they're giving me a new lease of life. Now finally I can tour,
Yeah.
with my music and live from what I'm, like the life I really wanted to do. So I remember I read an interview by B.B. King, I think it was. He was playing Fillmore West, and he says, well, the first time he was playing for an all-white audience.
That's right.
And he was scared shitless. He didn't almost dare go. So he had just played for black audiences
Yeah.
all his life, and at that point, this promoter says, no, the white kids really love your stuff, and I said, well, if I go out there, I will be lynched. That was his feeling.
Yeah.
He went out there, and to get that applause, it was obviously, you can imagine the sense of.
That was one of the bits of genius that Bill Graham did with the Fillmore and also the Winterland.
Yes.
He knew that bands like the San Francisco bands like the Grateful Dead, the Jefferson Airplane, the Quicksilver Messenger Service, he knew that they would sell the show out. So if he got them on the bill, he could put on anything he wanted below that. And he could educate the audience. And he put on people like B.B. King and Halbert King, all these great musicians. And the kids that went along and were watching The Dead and the Jefferson Airplane and the Quicksilver Messenger Service, they came along and saw this stuff and went, wow, we like this. And you have a similar sort of thing with Otis Redding at Monterey.
Yes.
This was something, the young kids there went to see these young white kids on stage, and they were presented with people like Otis Redding. Phenomenal stuff. I love it.
A lot of the bands, like Nazareth, also his favorite singer was Otis Redding. It would be bad to have Eric Clapton there if Eric Clapton was one guy that didn't sort of appreciate what came before him. But he's one of the first to sort of say, listen to Robert Johnson, and he's you're talking about sort of all these influences that he had, and I think like for people like me or other people that are starting listening to the blues today, for them to be able to go back and sort of listen to those experiences and sort of listen to when Eric Clapton here plays "It Hurts Me Too," go and listen to the original record by Tampa Red. It is still a good song, but it's probably too old to sort of catch on today because the recording techniques have moved on. But it's still, the song is a really good song, you know, and it's he definitely pay homage to his inspirations.